Hello friends, today's video we will discuss on blank chart prediction. Look, for blank chart prediction there are several number of ways are available. Like if by just knowing the ascendant of a person we can able to predict 10 to 15 events in his life. Okay, that is a kind of prediction. That is a kind of technique where you are just blending the house energy with the sign energy. Like if someone has Libra ascendant, okay, so in that case you see in his 10th house Cancer sign is there. So Cancer sign has an influence in his 10th house. We can say that he is very emotionally connected with his profession. Okay, so that is a kind of technique where by just knowing the ascendant we can able to predict so many things in a person's life. Another thing is that by just knowing the sign placement of a planet we can able to predict. By just knowing the sign placement of a planet. In this technique we are using the Karakas. So today's video we will see how Venus placement in different sign help you to predict differently. Okay, so the first thing we need to understand the things are related to the planet which we want to predict. Like Venus is the Karaka of relationship, Venus is the Karaka of partnership, Venus is the Karaka of enjoyment, pleasure. In Kala Purusha Chakra we can see that Venus lord two houses. One is second house which is the sign of resources, which is the sign of family. Okay, and 7th house which is all about relationship, partnership. These two houses are lorded by Venus. Okay, so by just knowing the sign placement we can able to predict certain thing about the person by just knowing the sign placement of Venus. For an example, if someone has Venus is in the sign of Aries. Aries is a Martian sign. Aries is an energetic sign. Aries is a male sign. So we can say that his spouse in a male chart, Venus is the Karaka of spouse. We can say that his spouse may be very energetic, very active. Or in general we can predict that when it comes things related to relationship, the native is very active. This is the simplest prediction. Second, if in a chart we see that Venus is in the sign of Taurus, lorded by Venus itself, so we can say that his spouse is a very resourceful person. Again, in general prediction we can say that when it comes to relationship, partnership, the native is a very soft-spoken person, soft-spoken kind of person. Okay, when we see in a chart when Venus is in the sign of Gemini, Gemini sign is lorded by Mercury. It is the third house of natural zodiac which represents communication. So we can say that in a male chart his spouse may like to talk a lot, talkative. Or in general when it comes to relationship, partnership, the native likes to talk a lot. Okay, when we see in a chart when Venus is in the sign of Cancer, lorded by Moon, 4th house of natural zodiac, we can predict that the native spouse is very emotional or very caring. Or in general we can say that when it comes about relationship, the native is very emotional and caring. The same thing, when we in a chart we see that Venus is in the sign of Leo, the royal sign which represents royalty. So we can say that his spouse may be from a royal family or have attitude like a royal person. Or we can say that he will feel proud about his relationship, his partnership. This is the kind of prediction we can able to do by just knowing the Venus sign placement. Okay. Again, when we see in a chart Venus is in the sign of Virgo, where it is getting debilitated. Okay. So we can say that when it comes about relationship, the native is very detail oriented. He like to see bit by bit about the relationship. Or we can say that his spouse may be a very detail oriented kind of person. Okay. When in a chart we see that Venus is in the sign of Libra, which is Venus Mulotrikono sign. We can say that his spouse is a very balanced person and beautiful kind of lady. Okay. Or in general, we can predict that when it comes to relationship, the native has a very balanced approach. Okay. In someone, if we see in someone's chart, Venus is in the sign of Scorpio. Look, Scorpio is a karmic sign. If any planet going to Scorpio, we must study it carefully. First thing we can predict that the relationship is a very karmic kind of relationship. His spouse is a very secretive kind of a person. Or in general, we can say that when it comes about relationship, the native is very secretive. It is the 8th house of natural zodiac, where we try to keep everything secret, try to hide things from the world. Okay, if in someone's chart we see that Venus is in the sign of Sagittarius, which is a Mulotrikono sign of Jupiter, we can say that his spouse is a very knowledgeable person. His spouse is a very religious kind of person. His spouse like to follow religion, obey law. Or in general, when it comes to things about relationship, partnership, this native has a very religious kind of mindset or opinion. Okay, when we see in someone's chart, Venus is in the sign of Capricorn, which is lorded by Saturn, and it is a sign of structure, organized discipline. We can predict that his spouse is a very disciplined kind of lady. She may be very structured, organized, disciplined. Or in general, we can say that when it comes about relationship, partnership, the native has a very structured, organized, disciplined kind of approach. Okay, when we see in someone's chart, Venus is in the sign of Aquarius, Kumbha Rasi. So we can say that his spouse may be a very broad-minded lady. Okay, or we can say that she may have interest in foreign religion, foreign culture, like to know about the foreign culture. She like to be in the friend circle, or we can say that the native spouse may be from his own friend circle only. And the native has a very friendly approach towards the things related relationship, partnership. Okay, when we see in someone's chart, when Venus is in the sign of Pisces, which is the exaltation sign of Venus, we can say that his spouse may be a very spiritual kind of person. Or when the native is quietly leave everything to God when it comes to relationship, partnership. Because Pisces is a very optimistic sign where we all know God is there and He will take care of everything. So the native, when it comes to relationship, partnership, he will leave everything to the God. And in general, we can say that in a male chart, his spouse may be very spiritual. So by just knowing the Venus sign placement, we can able to predict so many things without even knowing the ascendant. For this technique, you do not require to know the ascendant also. Okay. Another thing is that if someone did not marry, for an example, if someone did not marry, शादी नहीं हो रहा है, did not marry, so look the 12th house of the Venus. If too many malefics over there, then it can really block the marriage, because the spouse is not available for the native. If the 12th house of from Venus is having too many malefics, then the spouse is not available for marriage. This is a beautiful technique. You check out for charts where the native did not get married at all. Okay, in that chart you see the 12th house from Venus is really blocked by malefics. So friends, this is the way where you can use a planet in a particular sign and able to predict so many things. And these are the simplest prediction what we can do with Venus in different signs. Friends, hope you like this video. Do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.